Ford trams have been getting stars in and out of trouble for years, folks, which means that you are riding on board a bona fide picture car. A picture car is any car seen or used in a movie, TV show, commercial. They could be as fancy as the DeLorean, the Batmobile, but they can be just as normal as a taxi, right? The taxi that nearly ran over Jimmy Fallon out on the streets of New York. They are all considered picture cars, and I thought, you know what, let's go. Let's go to the transportation department. Let's go see some of the more famous picture cars from Universal history. There you go, off to the left-hand side. That's Kit from Knight Rider. We've got the Ferrari from Magnum. Yeah, that's a plastic Ferrari. Interior of a Volkswagen Bug. A lot of the stunt doubles, right? You can't crash your Ferrari every day. It'd be too expensive. So we use cars that are made out of plastic. We use miniatures and cars with no engines. Yes, the Flintstones do not have engines, but sometimes Vin Diesel's car doesn't have an engine. Sometimes we'll sit him inside a stage with a green screen surrounding him, put him on a hydraulic base so he shakes, and that's it. It looks like he's driving and the city is digitally put up against the green screen behind him. And then lastly, you can see some military vehicles there, guys. Those are from the Transformers. They're going up against the Decepticons, right? So you want to make sure you give them something heavy duty they can handle. Megatron is going to kick that tank right over because that one's made out of plywood, so I wouldn't take it very far, but it looks nice, right? That's really all that matters in Hollywood. They have to just look like they belong, look like they fit in the environment. Like in a jungle, you would probably want to take a Jeep, like the one they have off to the right-hand side. Mercedes-Benz, I wouldn't. Luxury vehicle with dinosaurs probably don't mix, but they did because Mercedes-Benz paid for the film, so that's called product placement, right? It just happens to be that's the car they drive in the jungle. We're not in one now, but it doesn't matter. We're going in.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
We're going to be stepping right through the gates of engine here, and we're going to get to see some of the set pieces from the Lost World Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg. Off to the left-hand side, the mobile lab, also made mostly out of wood. And the cages, I know, the cages are empty. And the truth is the dinosaurs got out last week. But we didn't bother to go get them because they're just the little ones. They're just the little ones, guys. So we thought you might enjoy it if you ran into one of them. You're always very friendly if you get a picture of one. Spinosaurus is the scientific name. Only live in theme parks and fake jungles, like this one. Off to the left, you got foam rubber tree trunks, guys. That's how we built the jungles of Jurassic Park, with tree trunks that move. They're on wheels and handles. We can push them from stage to stage. Did you notice in that movie that every time the T-Rex shows up, it starts raining? Just like on cue. Like the bad guy. Bad guy shows up in a movie, the lights go out, something happens. That's how it is, because we want to take you to the next level. We want to keep you right at the edge of your seat. So I want to show you how we would choreograph something like a thunderstorm.
Everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Isla Nublar. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck of the line.
That's what's going on, guys. Just a little thunderstorm. This is how we make it rain. Super sophisticated. It's a sprinkler. If you have one at home, just put it on the roof. This is what it'll look like. Shoots the water up, comes down naturally, and you can see the parts where the sun is hitting the water directly. It's very visible, but sometimes it's hard to see the water if there's not enough light. So what a filmmaker will do is mix the water with powdered milk. Then it's whiter and more visible, unless it's coming in large amounts, in which case you would probably see it coming right at you, right? If it's like thousands of gallons of water coming from the top of the hill right towards you, you would hear it too, wouldn't you? And there you have it, guys. given moment. Right there, goes right under the bridge and right back up to the drinking fountain.
You can't outrun the Wildcat!
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Hey, that's funny, folks!
Lady Gaga also stood in that flood in a music video called Judas, and then she danced her way through Mexico. Off to the left-hand side, you can see a little bit of Mexico, seen as Peru and Indiana Jones. It's where Nacho Libre lived in that. Right there's a little bit of production from the New York Film Academy. So you're going to see a glimpse of it as we drive through the Mexican and Texan border here. The New York Film Academy, they're student filmmakers, and they're allowed to come onto the set and film their movies right out here on real sets. That's great. They're filming right now out on 6 Points, Texas. These are some of the oldest sets that we have. The studio was purchased, or this area, the studio was built on the East Coast, and then they moved here in 1915 when they realized the weather was awful over there. And so they bought a chicken ranch, and they started building sets, and these were the first that they built in 1915. 6 Points, Texas, they call this area, and it's 6 points, kind of 6 Western sets, just all connected, because in 1915 they were silent films, so you could film 6 movies like right on top of each other, and it was no big deal. In the 30s, when the sound came in, then it got a little bit more complicated, and so we only use one street at a time. But the Western sets are great because we built them specifically for the cowboys of the time, and what I mean by that is we built them to scale for the actors. The cowboys, we needed them to be big and strong and tall and mean, and oh, it's a good thing that's lightweight plywood, right? Nobody gets hurt. We built the set smaller scale to make the cowboys look bigger than they actually were. Tallest cowboy around, John Wayne. Well over 6 feet tall, right? But his co-stars weren't always. So look at this scene right here. John Wayne says something sassy, turns around and walks away. And Kirk Douglas stays behind, and that is not a character choice, guys. He is standing on something. If he were to follow Mr. Wayne, you would see him take a huge step down. And so we don't do that. We only shoot from the waist up, and then we do tricks. We have him stand on what's called an apple box, or if they walk together, we'll dig a ditch in the ground. The taller actor will walk in the ditch to ensure that they're just around the same height when you see them on screen. We can make actors look bigger. We can make sets look grander. Off to the right, that patch of grass, that is New York City Central Park. Guys, it is Griffith Park. That is any park in the world. You zoom in on the actor's face and a couple trees in the background, there's no telling exactly where we are. Same for a body of water. We got a lake, but it's the ocean, the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, whatever you want. If you use a miniature boat on a miniature island, that looks huge. And it was a very scary place many years ago. It's actually where the creature lived. Norman Bates drops his victims. They're a great place to stash bodies, apparently. And then Peter Jackson, we were just talking to him, the director of King Kong back in 2005. King Kong is found in the movie in an island, right? A prehistoric island. Too difficult to actually do that. So we created the island right out here. We're going to show you where it is. But our driver Armando/Moses is going to have to part these waters for us first. And as we do, we're going to go below sea level here, and you're going to be where the production village would have been for King Kong. Face your cameras off to the left-hand side, and you will see the island where King Kong was found and the boat that they brought him in. They're miniatures. A very traditional technique we have used for years, guys. As we go under, I do want you to keep your arms and legs inside, and if you have anything on the ground, go ahead and pick it up. We do get a little bit of water sometimes on the surface of the tram. Up on the screen, though, this is the scene from the film. So the actors in this scene, they're in a stage on another day, and the director's telling them, hey, you know, the boat is about to get to the island, it crashes, whatever, and then they edit those scenes with what they shoot. Out here, footage of just the boat, just the island. There's no waves there now, but what they will literally have someone stand on the edge and splash the water like you do in the pool to create a wave. That's how we do here. That's how we do it to create the waves in the ocean. actually use that boat again if we wanted to. We store all the props that we use off to the left-hand side. That building, that's the prop house. It's floors and floors of stuff. Anything that you need to decorate a set, we got it. You know, if you need a light fixture, you need a piano, you need some guns, swords, we've got it all right out there. And actually, you're going to see some props being used here in Little Europe. And this area is actually designed for the TV series The Good Place. That area that's heaven in the TV series. Remember, she dies, goes to heaven. That's where they shoot pretty regularly. But it's actually called Little Europe. It's designed to be any city or country in Europe. All we do is change the language on the sign.
Mi chiamo Jimmy Fallon e tu una grospatia divina. Mamma mia!
And once you start decorating the sets, like Europe is decorated here in these scenes, we consider the sets dressed. Once there's equipment and it's ready to rock, then we consider it hot. And that's exactly what we're driving into right now, guys. This is a hot set. Soundstage 50 is designed to look like a metro station, and this is usually how we see it. You may have seen it on an episode of Bones.
That's with the FBI?
Yeah, we hear about the human remains.
That's him. Right over there.
So normally, once a production is done, we'll take a hammer to the set and it'll... Hello. Okay. Sorry about that. Welcome to California, guys. A little trouble. So we'll take one of the sets. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated. We are just experiencing a wonder. Okay, folks, we got the microphone working here again. I am getting a little bit of interference here from another vehicle, so just hang tight. Oh, good, there's no one in it. Okay, we're gonna get the doors popped open, guys, but the water main just broke. How unfortunate. You guys are the worst actors I've seen in my entire life. Lots of laughing, very inappropriate for an earthquake, but you survived. Good job.